What is up, heathens? What is up, Legion? Rev Avi checking in live for the Magic Quarantine Talk. What's going on, people? It's fucking Friday, and I'm here. What's going on? Get my comments going. Let's do our thing. Let's talk about the occult. Let's go deeper, further into this understanding and try to gain some clarity, okay? Tonight, we're going to change it up. I'm going to talk about how to practice demonism solo, okay? Because there's some interesting aspects that could be a little bit confusing. So tonight we're going to talk about how to be a solo practitioner, okay? If you want to learn how to practice this stuff. So I'm going to take a couple minutes, give people a chance to get on here, okay? Like always, if you're watching this on YouTube, okay, please like, subscribe, drop a comment, link up with us, get in the Facebook group, and all that good stuff. If you have friends in the Facebook group, guys, tag them. Let's get them on here, and let's get rock and rolling, okay? Of course, we'll have one of the mods drop the Discord link. That's where we have our awesome voice chats, which includes everybody from all over the world, and everybody has a voice there, not just me, okay? So let's take a couple minutes here, and then we'll get started. How to practice all of this stuff solo dolo, okay? How do we do this as a solo practitioner? All right, especially considering all the stuff I've been telling you guys, right? All the information that's been getting shared with the BDSM and the sex magic and stuff, right? We're going to get into that tonight.
Yeah, we are.
Shh, it's solo night.
For them, maybe.
So, yeah, cool. Couple people on here. But we're going to wait. Give people a chance to jump on, of course. Awesome. I see the tags going out. What's up, Rhino? What's going on, dude? Cool. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, you were on it, dude. You beat me the links by a long shot. Yeah, so. Yeah, that's what. Let's kind of get started anyway. You know, what time is it? Yeah, we're kind of. I want to make sure to not lose too much time, but let's jump into it. So, practicing all of this stuff solo, right? And my Facebook Messenger goes off. So, how do we do that? So, this is all going to, of course, come down to understanding your own mindset, okay? Being a solo practitioner, if you don't have a partner, which, of course, you are going to need to work with other people. That's the only way to work magic, right? And find validity. Okay? That's the only way. So, the way that we do this is by learning our mindset. Rhino, stop tagging me. You're dinging right on the live, okay? But yeah, the only way to do this is to focus on your own mindset, okay? Which is going to be a process of learning to go deeper, okay? To learning how to get into those altered states of consciousness. I hope this makes sense as I continue to share this stuff, okay? So we're going to be trying to always get ourselves to go deeper, to get into these altered states of consciousness. It's no different than the process that you would use if you were trying to practice this stuff with someone else, okay? Which is why it is so important that you do it that way, okay? Because it can be difficult to go into trance while trying to control the process of trance. And I hope that makes sense. Basically, the idea is that when you're working with someone else, you're going to be guiding them into the altered state. Whereas if you're doing it solo, you won't have someone there to guide you, okay? So it makes it a little bit more difficult, but there are some things that you can do, okay? One of those things is shared in the first book that I published, Semina Diorum, and it's called the I Spell, okay? So the I Spell is a process of literally trying to cast a mesmeric spell on yourself to get yourself to go into trance, okay? And a lot of members have tried this. It is very useful and very practical, and it works, okay? This does work. So that process is just something that is usually used to create one of the 7 signs of trance, okay? And specifically with the technique that I share in that book, we're going to be aiming for amnesia, okay? So the process is supposed to give you, on purpose, amnesia, okay? And this is going to be for something that every single person should know how to do, right? But the idea is you're going to forget how to do this, and it's going to be very bizarre because it's going to be something that you know how to do, but you're just not going to be able to figure it out, okay? When you're successful at casting the eye spell on yourself, okay? So that's the idea behind that. And it is the same exact process that you would use for someone else. But the difference is like I said, you get to watch the full process take effect with someone else as a guide versus working solo and not having someone to guide you, okay? So that's the huge difference there. Some other things you can do, of course, are going to be meditation. And these are the more commonly known things. They're going to be meditation, yoga, okay? One of my personal favorite things to do is flow arts. And I talked about this before because those are a form of moving trance, okay? Tai Chi and flow arts, all of that stuff is a form of moving trance. And that works better for me because I'm aiming towards getting into these states while in a already awakened state. I don't want to be in the sleeping sort of state for this stuff. I'm wanting it to happen while I'm awake. And that's the difference with, trying to make stuff manifest in the ritual chamber where you're obviously awake and there's candles burning. Because if you passed out, obviously you could burn your house down. So you're going to be awake knowing what's going on. And it's like trying to get this stuff to occur, right? It's something that happens in the waking state. So I hope that's, that makes sense. All right. So those are a few of the various ways that you can start to practice. Okay. Along with that is going to be sigil magic. And the reason sigil magic is so powerful is because the subconscious mind speaks in symbols. Okay. It speaks in symbols and it speaks in this sort of philosophical puzzle like idea language. Okay. It speaks the language of symbols. So I hope that makes sense. The idea is that things can trigger it. Symbols, even words themselves, are made out of shapes that you draw, okay, that we call letters, etc., which change with various languages. So you have to understand that this is all a form of symbolism, right, to sort of help you remember something, right, or recall something more easily. So with all of that stuff in mind, this is the process that you're going to try to use with sigil magic, is to use that symbolism, okay, those symbols, in a effort to program a certain response into your subconscious mind. So in this situation, it's going to be, like I said, amnesia, and we're going to try to evoke that using various things. Okay. Cool. Let me. I'm going to shut up for a few minutes, take some questions, because I'm seeing some. Jason says, I like Tai Chi. Cool. Rhino says, I'd love to hear more in-depth on sigils and runes sometime. Okay, so I'll dive into that a little bit right now. This all goes back into the idea of like sacred geometry, right? And shapes. Like I said, the symbology that works for the subconscious mind, that programming of that feeling, that energy, recalling that state, okay, and that thing or that thing. That's what this process is. So, to get you to really understand it, this is the process of branding, okay, with companies. They all have their symbol, their thing. This is all a process of them trying to program you to remember who they are, right? This is a process of programming the memory to recall something. I hope that makes sense. That's the whole point behind sigil magic, behind symbolism, behind doing this stuff. It's a repetition, okay, to evoke a certain response. And that should be the way that you're aiming to use it. I hope that makes sense. Rhino, hang on. I see some people popping in. I believe they are similar, but both can be used for most anything. Okay. So with that in mind, like the runes are sigils. Runes are sigils. They're the same thing. Just to clarify. So a lot of people, separate and, they like specific runes and stuff like that have history and whatnot, okay? But at the core, it's all just symbols that represent a certain vibration or a certain thing or a certain, like I said, trance state or frequency or something like that. It's all just a process of programming that specific thing into your mind so you can recall it, okay? To make it easier to recall it. That's what it's supposed to be about, okay? So, for instance, when you come into the occult, most people, the first thing they come across is like a pentagram or something like that. And then immediately, every time you see that pentagram, it's got something to do with occult stuff and magic. And that's the first thing people start to sort of associate with. They have no idea of like demonic sigils and all this stuff. This is stuff you learn later. And then you attach meaning to it. And then it's like, oh, now when I see the sigil of Lucifer, it has an effect on me. Because now I know how to feel when I see that sigil. And I know what it means, okay? Before that, it would have no meaning to you at all. You probably wouldn't have been aware of it at all. You could have seen it a million times. Would not have affected you until you attach that memory and that thing to it. I hope that makes sense. Jason says like Lucient Technologies. Okay. Cool. So I hope this makes sense to you guys about why and how the sigil magic can work. Okay. Specifically, if you're doing stuff on yourself, that's the most powerful era. I mean, it works for other people and other things, of course, but the most powerful techniques are always going to be to work in the aspects of working with yourself when it comes to sigil. Creating your own sigils and stuff like that is always going to be the most powerful route, okay? And I hope that makes sense. So with that in mind, those are all different types of ways that you could start to work the magic. But the most important way, okay, which I haven't even mentioned yet, and I waited to this moment to say this, the most important way is sex. And even though you can't have sex with another person, it's important that you understand that the pineal gland, right, your third eye, is connected to your sexual organs. So sexual expression and sexuality and having an orgasm is an important part of trying to tap into your life force energy. You should not be sexually stagnant if you want functional life force energy. And I hope that makes sense. So if you can't have a partner, that doesn't mean you can't express yourself sexually. Masturbation, there's other things, there's toys. We are not about, doing anything that has to do with naysaying individuality here. Sexual expression is a positive thing in this atmosphere. So I just want to make that very clear. Some people feel negative about that. And sometimes you need your own space. It's good to take space away from people and learn and take time to yourself. This helps you evolve yourself outside of just having a partner and all of that stuff. I hope that makes sense. There's space for everything here, okay? And so you can learn how to do this stuff even if you don't have another partner to engage in all of this stuff with. The understanding of life force comes down to sun and moon energy, day and night energy, yin and yang energy, right? Male and female energy, and everyone possesses both, right? On some level, whether it's more dominant or negative or whatever, right? So when it boils down, you just need to understand the process of that alchemy, and that's the key to being able to tap into this stuff. And I hope that makes sense. Okay. Cool. Rhino, yay, sex. All right, so I'll open up for a few questions. If you got something, shoot them out there. There's only a couple of people on here right now, so shoot it out there. I know some people will watch this stuff later, run it back and rewind it, whatever. That's fantastic. But yeah, it's Friday, so we're going to hang out, and hopefully we can get some people together for a voice chat if you guys are down, although I doubt I'll be there if you guys are not immediately down, okay? Because it's Friday, and I have a life also. So let me know what's up. But yeah, cool. With that said, guys, I've been on for about 15 minutes. I'll talk about this a little bit more in depth, okay? Even more in depth. So some people, including myself, know about doing ceremonial type magic. And while I'm in the context of understanding how this can be used in like a entertainment theatrical aspect, right? This is not something that's necessary to practice the magical arts at all. I hope you guys understand this. Magic is mental, right? Mentalism. And so at the core, you could do that same huge, spell casting ceremonial sort of thing in just a few seconds of focus, of honest and understanding focus with your mind, okay? Rhino. Negative for me on BC. I got to do it outside, and it's disrespectful outside right now. It's cold out there in Texas, huh? Yeah, it's freezing cold here in Wisconsin. Like I said, we got about 6 feet of snow, so I know all about it. But cool, man. I'm gonna make it a short one. Like I said, there's not too many people on this live. Steven was here, but he kind of broke out. So, it's Friday, man. If you guys, want to talk about this more, hit me up. Drop a comment or something on this video, and I will get back to you. I'm gonna make it a short one. So, until next time, guys. Much love. I'll see you guys in the next one.